5 Lessons from How to Know a Person, the Art of Seeing Others Deeply and Being Deeply Seen, by David Brooks. Introduction. Welcome to DeftU Insights, where we explore the wisdom of profound ideas to help you navigate life with greater clarity and connection. Today, we're diving into the essential art of understanding other people, a skill that feels increasingly vital in a world often pulling us apart. This isn't just about being polite. It's about unlocking deeper relationships, making better decisions, and fostering a more compassionate world starting right where you are. Drawing from deep insights into human nature and interaction, we've distilled 5 practical lessons to help you truly see, hear, and connect with the people around you. Lesson 1. Quiet your mind to hear their world. The first step to truly knowing another person isn't about them at all. It's about quieting the noise within ourselves. We often enter conversations burdened by our own internal monologue, our anxieties about how we're perceived, our ready-made opinions, or even just the mental checklist of our day. These internal distractions act like a thick fog, preventing us from clearly seeing the person right in front of us. When we're preoccupied with ourselves, we unconsciously diminish others, reducing them to roles or stereotypes, or simply missing the richness of their unique perspective. Think of it like trying to hear a delicate melody in a bustling coffee shop. Your own thoughts, worries, and assumptions are the clatter of cups and conversations that drown out the subtle notes. To truly perceive someone, we must intentionally lower the volume on our self-centered narratives. This involves setting aside our ego, pausing our internal judgments, and actively noticing when our mind tries to leap to conclusions. It requires a conscious effort to move past the assumption that our view of reality is the only one, or that we inherently know more about another's inner life than we truly do. A practical way to practice this is before you engage in a significant conversation, take a deep breath. Acknowledge your own thoughts, but then consciously decide to put them aside. Imagine you're holding an empty cup, ready to receive whatever the other person pours into it, without needing to fill it with your own ideas first. For example, if your teenager comes home visibly upset, instead of immediately guessing the problem or offering solutions, try to empty your own worries about their day. Just listen. Let go of the urge to categorize their mood or project your own past experiences onto them. By creating mental space, you allow their unique story and emotions to come into focus, making them feel genuinely heard, perhaps for the first time that day. Lesson 2. Shine a light on their true self. Once we've quieted our own minds, the next powerful step is to consciously cultivate an illuminating gaze. This isn't passive observation. It's an active, generous way of looking at people that seeks out their inherent dignity, potential, and complex humanity. The world often presents us with 2 choices: to be a diminisher who shrinks others with indifference and quick judgments, or an illuminator who, with persistent curiosity and warmth, helps people recognize their own value. To become an illuminator, we need to bring several qualities to our interactions. First, tenderness, a deep, empathetic concern that sees beyond surface flaws to the unique story and inherent worth within each individual. Second, receptivity, the open willingness to patiently receive what another person is offering, rather than imposing our own viewpoints. Think of it as having a slack and attentive mind, ready for discovery. Third, active curiosity, an explorer's heart that genuinely wonders what it feels like to inhabit another's life, beliefs, and experiences. And finally, generosity, a genuine desire to see the best in people, regardless of their circumstances or perceived limitations, trusting in their capacity for growth and goodness. Imagine you're meeting a new colleague who seems quiet and reserved. A diminishing gaze might label them shy or unengaged. An illuminating gaze, however, would approach with tenderness, curiosity, and generosity. You might wonder, what unique strengths are beneath that quiet demeanor? What sparks their passion? How can I create a space where they feel safe to share their ideas? Perhaps you notice a subtle passion for a specific project. By asking open-ended questions about that interest, listening attentively, and affirming their insights, you could help them illuminate their capabilities, transforming a seemingly shy individual into a confident contributor. This way of seeing not only makes others feel valued, but profoundly shapes who we become in the process. Lesson 3. Ask to discover, don't assume to know. Truly knowing another person is less about having all the answers and more about mastering the art of asking the right questions. Many of us fall into the trap of turning conversations into monologues or debates, presenting our own brilliance rather than embarking on a mutual journey of discovery. A good conversationalist, however, is a guide who helps others explore their own insights and share their unique narrative. This involves several powerful techniques. First, treat your attention as an on-off switch, not a dimmer. When you're listening, be fully present, using active cues like nodding, eye contact, and vocal affirmations. Make them feel like the most fascinating person in the room. Second, favor familiarity. Begin by discussing topics they already know and care about, making it easier for them to open up. Third, make them authors, not just witnesses to their own lives. Ask specific, open-ended questions that invite detailed storytelling. Instead of, "Did you like your trip?" try, "What was it like to experience that new culture? What surprised you the most?" This encourages them to revisit and articulate their experiences and emotions. Don't fear the pause. After someone shares something significant, allow for a moment of silence. This space encourages deeper thought and prevents you from jumping in too quickly with your own response. Finally, practice loop-in. This means paraphrasing what you've heard to confirm your understanding. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying, "Is that right?" You'll be surprised how often your initial interpretation is slightly off, and this technique keeps the speaker focused and clarifies their core message. For instance, if a friend expresses frustration about their job, instead of immediately sharing your own career woes, ask, "What specific part of the job makes you feel this way? What crossroads do you feel you're at right now?" These questions aren't just polite, they're an invitation for deeper connection, helping both of you uncover truths that might otherwise remain hidden. Lesson 4. Map their journey, not just their destination. To genuinely understand someone, we must appreciate that each person is a unique creator of their own reality, continually navigating a personal journey through life's evolving challenges. Life isn't a static photograph, it's a dynamic film, and people are always in motion, shaped by their past and striving toward their future. This requires us to look beyond labels or current circumstances and seek to understand the deeper currents that define their existence. Recognize that every individual views the world through their own subjective lens, shaped by their unique experiences, beliefs, and even their current developmental phase. Just as a brain actively constructs the world from sensory data, each person constructs their identity and life story. People often move through different life tasks, from establishing independence and finding intimacy, to building a career, nurturing others, and ultimately reflecting on a life lived. These shifting priorities and perspectives profoundly influence their motivations and choices. Understanding this helps us interpret their actions with greater empathy. Imagine a friend who suddenly decides to leave a high-paying corporate job to volunteer overseas. If you only focus on the destination, a career change, it might seem confusing. But if you try to map their journey, you might realize they're shifting from a phase focused on personal achievement to one driven by a profound desire to contribute and serve others. You could ask, how does this decision align with the deeper purpose you're exploring right now? Or, what parts of your past experiences are you drawing on for this new adventure? By asking about their evolving point of view, their unique life story, and the energies that drive them, whether they are naturally drawn to excitement, meticulous planning, intense emotional experiences, harmony, or innovation, you gain a holistic understanding that transcends superficial judgments. You learn to see them not just as they appear today, but as a complex, evolving human being. Lesson 5. Show up fully, especially through the storm. Our deepest connections are often forged not in fair weather, but when we choose to show up fully for others, especially during their struggles and moments of despair. True support isn't about having all the answers or offering quick fixes. It's about accompanying someone through their darkest trials, making them feel profoundly seen and understood when they need it most. This requires practicing a robust form of empathy, which isn't just a vague feeling, but a sophisticated set of skills. First, cultivate mirroring, the ability to accurately perceive another's emotions. This means developing emotional granularity, learning to distinguish nuanced feelings like anxiety from sadness or anger from frustration. Reading diverse stories or paying close attention to facial cues can help. Second, engage in mentalizing, moving beyond what they feel to understanding why they feel it. This involves drawing on your own experiences to imagine their situation, recognizing that their emotional landscape is unique. Finally, practice caring, responding to their actual needs, which might be different from what you would want in a similar situation. It means stepping outside your own perspective to offer the specific support they require, even if it feels awkward or counterintuitive. Consider a friend battling depression. It's often misunderstood as mere sadness, but depression is an insidious state that warps perceptions. In such moments, your role isn't to cure or offer platitudes like "look on the bright side." It's to be a steadfast, non-judgmental presence. Instead of saying, "you just need to cheer up," you might say, "I see you're going through something incredibly tough, and I'm here. What small thing would make this moment a little easier?" Or simply sitting quietly with them, offering a cup of tea, or sending a note that requires no reply. This act of unwavering presence, acknowledging their devastating reality without trying to fix it, can be a profoundly healing experience. It helps them feel less alone, validating their experience and reminding them that they are seen even in their deepest despair. Conclusion. The journey to truly know a person is perhaps life's most rewarding endeavor. It begins by cultivating a quieter mind, allowing us to approach others with an illuminating gaze. It continues by engaging with genuine curiosity, asking insightful questions that help us understand their unique journey, not just their current standing. And finally, it deepens when we commit to showing up fully, especially in moments of vulnerability, offering true empathy and unwavering presence. These aren't just skills, they are a transformative posture toward people, a way of being present that yields life's deepest pleasures. By choosing to truly see others, we not only enrich their lives, but profoundly expand our own capacity for connection, compassion, and meaning. If one of these lessons landed, like this video to keep them coming.